Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. Another solid start of the week, guys. There were too many plays that we need to discuss today. There were a couple of losers, but there were a bunch of winning ideas that we need to discuss. There was some good follow through on a lot of trades, all day trends. So let's start. Before I start, a quick introduction for anybody who's new to my YouTube, who's new to my Twitter, or anybody who's new to my community or my website. So these are the trade recaps and teachings from our daily trades, any swing trades, day trades that we are taking, any trades that I take or I do not take, but regardless that I guide my community in those trades. We cover those as well. Any ideas that I share on Twitter, I recap those as well. We do not trade random in our community. We trade repeatable setups. We have a consistent working system day in, day out that we use. We have fixed set of setups, fixed set of system. We do not trade on gut feeling. So in my community, the focus is on sharing ideas all day on the trading floor and alerts tab, and helping the traders, guiding the traders, providing them the tools and the guidance to make some good trades, long or short, and managing the risk and staying with the trend. We are not an alert service, but I still share the ideas, any trades I'm taking when I get in or I get out, or what my targets are. So we do all that, to build a nice community with all the tools you need at one place. So anyways, guys, that's introduction. But how we do it every day, me and my team are up few hours before the market open. We go through all the news sources, gappers, down gappers, upgrades, downgrades. We go through all of those, and what we create is a watch list and a game plan for the community, which we can share here. So this was the watch list for today. You can see Apple, MU, PANW, DPZ, LI, FRPT, AMR, KRYS, Amazon, MNDY, MRNA, CRM. Most of these were solid plays for us. So we will recap these plays from our watch list today. So we are going to recap those. Not only that, I also share levels for our market plays. Our market plays are nothing but are the plays that we play every day. So, and then we create those pivots, support pivots and resistance pivots, and we trade those market plays based upon those support and resistance pivots using our Ripster EMA Clouds, our fixed system. We try to trade those based upon the trend and whatever the system is providing us. So that was the plan for today, guys. So that's the introduction. Let's start with our play. There's a bunch of plays we have to cover today. Let's start with one of our first play. Alright, guys, the first play we are going to discuss is PANW. If you watch my yesterday's video or Friday's video recap, I discussed this play, and I also discussed how we played this on Friday and how I left and I swung it, right? So I swung the piece, reason being we were in a gap because there was a nice setup. I did share this exact same idea on Twitter as well. So we were in the gap, nice gap fill swing setup. So I felt like I have to swing it. You can see my time-stamped swing call on the yesterday's video or Friday's video. And this morning we were gapping up. So in this morning we were gapping up, and we also added on a watch list. Let's see what our watch list said, right? Because we were interested in the day trade as well adding into our swing. So the plan on PANW today was simple. So they launched a 5G security solution, and news is okay, nothing big deal, but the point was it had the strength. The cyber security sector had a strength. Support pivot was 285, 282. The resistance pivot was 290. The game plan was simple. It was our overnight idea from Friday. We will look to add more to the swing. Check 1 hour chart. When I say check 1 hour chart, what I meant with 1 hour chart check is that check the bullishness, that 1 hour chart is turning bullish. You see, that's where the 1 hour chart, Ripster EMA Cloud, is turning bullish. So that tells me that even the 1 hour is bullish now, so I can convincingly add more into my position for swing. And so what did we do, right? So the level, so the resistance was 290 right here. The resistance pivot broken, you add into it. right? So look at my guidance now. I said swing descent up from Friday hold, swing going to 300. You could see that swing going to 300. And I also talked about the other sectors, Zscaler and CrowdStrike. You could trade them as well too. They were also running. So 300 was my first target. Then I saw 310 calls coming on the flow, and that gives us more bullish bias. You add confidently into that position. Then comes our 300 psychological breakout. After the 300 psychological breakout, then we hear about Nancy Pelosi buying it, and that gives us more confidence and more conviction to our swing as well as our day trades. I did tell everybody, move your stops up to the break even or put it under 12 EMAs, right? So let it ride. 310 was the next target. That's what I told everyone, because 310 calls were coming in. The next final target was 315. And what happened? We kept pushing to 314 level, right? To 314 level, and then it broke the 512s for first time. That's when we lock some profit on our swing, or if you are a day trader, you lock some profit, half of your position. So I logged this, what I added this morning. So my swing is still intact, right? And then we push and then we continue, because whatever happens, we will never turn red. We will stay green on this swing. The swing was provided at 275, and we are already up 45 points, 35 points from that swing. Decent winner. Beautiful before and after charts. You can go see on my Twitter. And that's why I don't take many swings in this environment. But when we do, we make sure that those swings are, they are solid. If I can show you our swing tracker. So we take those swings, we make sure it's solid tracker, right? So look at that, almost 10% gain, highest gain of 13% on our swing and our day trade. All right, guys, next one we're going to look at is Apple. Next one we're going to look at is Apple. The day did not start really good with Apple because we longed it. I saw the strength on Apple, and I saw the strength on Apple, and I saw that it's pushing over the pivots. So let's see what happens on the Apple. So Apple was pushing over the pivot. Let's go to the pre-market level sheet. Our level on Apple was clear, 178.49 and 180.58. 180.58. And the another level was 180.50, that is AMD, sorry, 182.50. 182.50 was our level right here. So as soon as I see that level break and I saw the strength, that's where we start long, Apple long. That's what I told everybody, start the Apple long. But what happens is it's an immature move. It's an immature move. And it flushes right away under the cloud, and right away I'm out. Right away I am out. I took my 50-60 cent loss and I'm out. I don't want to stay in that because it's my system telling me it's turning from bullish to bearish. So I have, we can go back and see. Let's go back and so let's see. Let's look at how Apple was behaving this morning. How was the price action on Apple this morning? Let's go check it out. So as you see the price action, it tried to push and we tried to long, and after that it was just bearish. And then I said short the pops. Right away when I got out, I told everybody we short the pops. The room to 180, bear flag, break it, pushing towards our 180 target, right? I wanted to see 180, 150 break. That's where there was the bear flag target. The 181 was the first target. We met our 181 target. I made my losers from the morning long back, and look at it, it's kept moving towards our 180 target. Everyone, if you see the 512 EMA clouds never recovered, and Apple faded all day fade on Apple. Since I said room to 180 in the morning, since that comment, Apple still faded over 180 to 60. Still a dollar, more than a dollar trade there. I lost 50 cents, but I still made made $1 there if your entry was right when we exited, right? So you could see that how you turn your loser into winner, or you get back break even. If I was just holding the loser, that's not what I do. That's how I'm different. If I'm out, I'm out, and I will switch it short, because I know if it's heavy, if I'm losing, there are other people who are losing too, and they will cut when it breaks down. All right, guys, the other one we're going to look at it is MU. So let's go. So plan on Micron. Micron was simple. They had a news that they're commencing volume production of HBM3E solution to accelerate the growth of AI. Anything that says AI, that's good enough. The support was 87.35, the resistance was 90 and 90.48. I told everyone the game plan is bullish to neutral. Daily breakout is over 90.40. Watch the pullback. So I gave the breakout, and I also said watch the pullbacks. So what happens when the market opens? As soon as the market opens, pushes, and Micron makes a big move right at open. If you were scalping that if you're scalping that amateur move on the first 10 minutes, it pushed right over, like, from that breakout that we talk about. Let's go and look at our breakout. So the breakout I talked about, 90.40, pushed more than $1 and $1.50 from that breakout. So if you took that amateur move, now if you added higher, then that's a problem. But here's what I told everyone: your support is 88.90, because I know a lot of people were panicking because they were not in quite early, and they probably added pretty high, and that big flush made them nervous. But here's the thing, MU didn't do anything wrong. The price was moving how it's supposed to move. The system never told us to exit. The system never gave us that you should get out. The system told us to hold. And what did I say? I say it could not hold, but we will use 88.90. 88.90 needs to hold or wait a pullback to 88. And look what happened. 88.90, 88.90, and this was after this red flush candle. It held, goes back, it goes back over the cloud. Then again I gave everybody 92 or 91 target, and then I gave everybody 90 to 50 target. Look at my morning target and see what happens now. Goes towards first target of 91, goes to 90 to 35, boom, 15 cents of our target. That's where you take most of your position off, and then you see what happens. Breaks 512, you are out. Beautiful trade. Either you took an amateur move in the morning, that was $1 move, or you took the dip when I told you that the support is 88.90. Even from that 88.90, if you had 89.50 entry, 60, 30, 50 cents risk, you made over $1.50, $1.75. So overall, beautiful trade on Micron. Yes, the whiplash could have made it hard for you to manage it. That's why you do not size big in the amateur moves. But our plan was solid, the trend was solid, the system was solid, the setup was solid. Daily chart is really bearish right now. We'll see if we get a continuation on this 52-week breakout or not. 1 hour chart was bullish as well. Let's go to the next play. All right, let's talk about Tesla, guys. So Tesla, Tesla was a solid. The first stock I saw in the morning on my scans, on my screen share that I shared with the community live, was Tesla. So Tesla, let's go back, see what were our pivots on Tesla. So our pivots on Tesla were 193 was the resistance pivot, support was 192 and 190. Very clear levels. The levels on Tesla were solid levels, right? These levels were solid. As soon as I saw the strength, I knew that this is going to be the long today. I told everyone versus 192, that's on the risk. I did not, I did not chase that one because I was expecting some kind of entry. Usually I just take 1/4 or 1/5 position, but when I'm guiding so many traders and I'm a bunch of the trades, sometime I am not able to be fast enough to take the trade. Anyways, the trade started to work for everyone in the community. and I told everyone it's showing a nice follow through, and then you see the 10 a.m. there's a 10 a.m. flag. 198 was the first target that I gave everyone, and then of course 200 psychological level. I tell everyone, if you want to find your target, go look at yesterday's highs, go look at day before yesterday's highs. So these are your targets, guys. And then of course there's a psychological number 200, and it broke out of 200 as well. And anytime you're in, it never broke the 512 clouds. Whole day it held it. And look how the support becomes a resistance, right? So only problem you can have is if you miss the initial entry, then how do you enter, right? Then you can always go to 3-minute chart. That's not a big deal. You can go on 3-minute chart and maybe use your 3-minute chart candles in the morning. That's fine, right? And you can add 1/3, 1/4, 1/5 position. That's fine. Just add smaller sizes. You don't have to add bigger crazy sizes. If you were adding, so this is where the amateur moves turns into the trend move. So TSLA is a prime example where amateur move turns into the trend move. So if you are adding 1/3, 1/4 of your position, you can scale in. That was a 10 a.m. flag that I teach every time in my webinars and other teachings on YouTube, recaps and all that. But my point is, you have to be on top of it, right? I'm not saying that Tesla was great for us in the hindsight. The first play I saw the strength was Tesla, and that's why I mentioned it, right? I didn't mention Google long because it was not a long, right? We'll talk about that short in a while, about the Google short. But anyways, guys, very proud of the traders who traded Tesla long in the community. Really good opportunities there. Similar to Tesla, guys, there was another one, ARM, which showed relative strength today. So ARM, right before the ARM market, usually we keep ARM these days, we always keep it on our daily watch list, right? It's like a market play for us these days. So right before the market opened, the news it was gapping up, it was flagging, and then I told them that keep ARM on the watch. And I was on the voice talking about ARM. It was very strong. Again, that was not my personal trade, but I did guide my traders that their target should be 150, right? You can see that right at open. I told them their target should be 150, and at 9:37 I said it, and by the time it was 10:30, almost 10:40, the candle was ending, we hit 150, right? In next 1 hour, we hit my 150 target that I mentioned. So you had enough time to enter in ARM, and you could see that every time it dips to this level, they hold it. So 143 was your good level to trade ARM today. All right, guys, let's look at Square. Square was our day 2. I told you guys in the recap on Friday video that we are going to trade Square and CVNA on the day 2, right? So that was our day 2. You could see here, number 1 play in my day 2, day 3. As soon as the market opens, I tell everybody shorting starter on Square. Let's go back and see how that worked out for us. All right, so I told everybody that I'm shorting starter on Square. That's my first starter on Square, and then Square bounced it. I said I scaled back in the Square at 9:38. On the bounce, I said I scale into the Square short, and 75 is my first target. Wanted to see 76 breaks. 76 breaks, we go to 75.31. My 75 is my still my target. There was a buyer at 75.31 that was trying to hold it up. It's trying to hold it up. I told I would exit if it goes over 512s or 76, I will get out. But look at it, rejected the Ripster 512 clouds right away. All the Ripster clouds are bearish, the trend levels are bearish. There's no reason to cover, right? And I said the patience was finally paying us. Consolidate, and then finally the bear flag breakdown. I told everybody, there goes the Square bear flag. You can see there, bear flag. I told out everybody Square the bear flag. And guess what? Breaks out of bear flag. Finally, it hits our 75 target. Just 10 cents short, but it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Here you go. Boom. 75 target met. 74.64 low of the day. Beautiful, beautiful trade on Square. You know, we leave little small piece into the close, close, boom, we are out. You know, over the 512 call, we are out. Even right now it's weak, and if tomorrow day 3, it can even fill a bigger gap down. You know, so that's the trade. That's how you do it. It's your execution. If you can't, you know, if you're just stopping out on middle of this trade, that's your execution. Yes, it was choppy, but that's how you size. You know where your system tells you the stop has to be, but you can't just have random stops. So you saw that, guys. Beautiful trade on Square, all day short. We will watch it for day 3. Let's look at another loser today. NVDA was loser. I told along in the morning. There was a lot of call flow coming up. It was going over the clouds, and right away, boom, you know, amateur trade comes down and goes under that level, you know, and I'm out. You know, I tried a few times again, but it was very choppy. You know, another idea I was trying on NVIDIA that versus the clouds right here, you know, we could break out. It never could break out of this level, right? There was always a big seller right here. That was a problem, and never kind of worked out. So, you know, took a loss today on NVIDIA. I mean, because I hate these setups because we are choppy. There was no trend. This is, you know, there was no trend. Even if there was a trend, it could never break out. It did find a choppy trend, but look at it. It failed right away. So that was a short later in the day on NVIDIA. You know, if you missed this, you know, this was a short later on this breakdown. So that was NVIDIA, guys. Loser for me today. All right, guys, let's look at the next one. CRM. CRM was on our watch list. Why was on our watch list? Let's go back. Check our watch list. What did our watch list say? CRM upgrade from the Jefferies, $350. Jefferies tier 2 analyst, or maybe tier 3, but they are decent. When they say something, there's some response. Anyways, the resistance pivots was 298, support pivots 293. I told everybody to long the pullback to the cloud or long the 300 breakout, and rest is history for today. You know, CRM opens, holds the clouds, holds the support, long versus the cloud, breaks the first pre-market highs, long, then it breaks our 300 long, and we hit 303. And my guidance was there all the way. I told people about the relative strength, gave them the plan pre-market. We can push to 300. And then 300 is a psychological breakout, 3-1 highs from 300. I told everyone we are still in the trend. My target is 302, but we met almost 304. So guys, from the EMA clouds, that was almost a $7-8. If you traded 300 breakout, that was still almost $4 trade for you with your risk on 512 clouds. CRM, a beautiful stress-free trade with the pre-market planning, solid for us. Let's talk about DPZ, guys. So DPZ, I mean, it was okay. You know, it was kind of a green trade, but it was a little spready and did not move really too much to give us something. I mean, my target was 475. Every dip, so I told everybody to scalp long, you know, for 6 minutes. And 475 was my first target. It was dipping and bouncing, coming back to 463, pushing to 475, dipping, pushing to 475. Hit 475, you know, I sold a little bit, but then it came back to 512, broke down, and I was out. You know, I was closed it. So, and then of course it faded from that 512 close all the way to 3450. So could have been a nice green trade, but it was kind of, you know, after the commissions and all, I think it was just a break-even trade. We will be watching it for day 2 in case it wants to fill that gap. It's on a high watch list for us, DPZ. All right, guys, the next one we're going to look at is Google. You know, it's not always about, guys, it's not always about so let's look at Google. So Google, guys, support was 142.45, resistance pivot was 143.30, 143, and as you guys know, right, so those were levels on Google, but as soon as market opened, you know, I could see that weakness in the Google, right? The bearishness in the Google was very clear to me. That's why I told everybody in the morning, do not long it today, right? So the plan is always very simple. If it's breaking a support pivot and it is showing you lower lows, lower highs, and it's under the EMA clouds, you use your system to short it and not long it. If you can find a good entry, good risk reward, you short it. So that's what you want to do, and that's what Google did. 142.45. Once that was gone, it was bearish, and I don't want to long it because I could see the volume, I could see this. I told everybody, and all day it was a short. We tried to long that the B minus curl, it pushed a little bit, even that doesn't work. So that's why you never long it, because whoever was trying to long Google today was losing all day. All day was losing, right? So for example, even our B minus 512 curl, which we took here, tried to push and then came back, and we got out for break even because it was not working. But look at the short from 142.45 all the way. And almost $5 short there, and the options went 100%. So the point is, you are not losing money trying to long something which we know, or I know, is going to be bearish all day. So money saved is money made, remember that. So anyways guys, let's go to the next one. All right guys, MRNA was another one. Let's go look at, see what was the plan on MRNA. HSBC had downgraded MRNA. It's like a tier 2, tier 3, but when they say something, we do. A lot of time we do see a bearish bias or bearish move. So that's why I was bearish on it, and my levels were 93.80, 95.50. The plan was clear. It's under the Ripster EMA Clouds. We will be bearish. It stays over the Ripster EMA Clouds. We will be bullish. Never got over the Ripster EMA Clouds. So it was bearish all day. So we short it. We short it, and that's still heavy, and telling everybody that it breaks a low of the day. We go to 90 target. And it tried to hold a little bit at 91.83, and then it gave up, pushed again, gave up. So, and then finally it gave a 512 curl. You could see the big curl right here. End of the day, these curls sometimes happen end of the day, are much better. So this is a curl that I teach, repeatable 512 end of the day curl. Anyways, MRNA was still a great scalp short. Wherever you enter, and you always enter on the bounce, right? If you chased, then it's not really good because you had wait all day to get in profit. But if you hit the pops, even if you hit at 93.50s, and there was still a nice $2 short move. You just have to stay patient and let it work. Draw your stops, keep your stops on higher candle, recent high candle, 10 minutes or 512 clouds. You could do, this tried to go, but the candle could never get up. And then that's where you cover the MRNA short, and that's where you can long scalp it on the 512 curl. All right guys, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and all the related plays. Everybody knows Bitcoin is going crazy today. It's running crazy. Bitcoin, the breakout, I just want to show you guys how the Bitcoin breakout has worked so far. So let me show you something, right? As you guys know, I don't do any hint side. So Bitcoin breakout, if I keep going back to October, November, I will show you where the setup really started. So let's go back. All right. So you see that was my portion of October 23rd, big range breakout over 31,500. Be it Bitcoin, be it futures, anything, they all obey the same rules of price action. And the clouds work at everything to show us the trend. So there's your 31,000 breakout, and then there's your push over that breakout. Push into that breakout continues. The coin Mara right at that time were great swings for us. Mara and right was my call outs, were superb swings, and then it kept breaking out on the weekly chart, and then we were flagging. I showed you this flag. Remember, the patterns work. They are not a fluke, right? So I said we are flagging, and next leg is over 45,000, and that thing I said in December 27th. And then as soon as we start to break, I update my charts on January 1st that we have started to break out. And then what happens? We continue to break out. Mara keeps going. We traded MSTR. We made good money on that. So next target was 49,000 and 50,000. And this was February 12th. And then I said if over 50,000, there's going to be a big breakout. And look where we are. February 14th, the 50,000 breakout happened on the weekly chart. Right? And February 26th, is when that, you know, it broke out of another flag and continuation. So that was the trade, that was the Bitcoin long, right? So let's go and look at it, how what were the other things doing. So when Bitcoin goes, then we have our Bitcoin watch list that we always keep eyes on, right? So you have Bitcoin ETF, that's always on our watch list as well. Very illiquid, you know, they still move. I mean, you could trade IBIT, which has been moving crazy. Look at that big move on IBIT, that's a decent one. All of them were having decent volume today. If you look at it, 2.3, the increasing volume. And if because of this ETF, you know, people are going to pile in these big Bitcoin breakouts, because all these ETFs are going, you know, making their all-time highs. I mean, they just made, and look at the liquidity in these ETFs. You know, they're all trading high relative volume, 300,000, 400%, 300%. You know, these BTCW. So they will help this Bitcoin move. So now how we can trade it? Of course, we can trade ETFs. You can invest in ETF. This is a breakout. I mean, you know, if I want to see which one is a good one, I would, I mean, all of them are good. ARB BTCW is a higher priced one. If you want to look at a lower priced one, then probably BRRR is good, but it's a little spready, not enough volume there. So if you really want to stick with something which has high volume, then you have to trade IBIT. I really like that one, pushed from 29 to 31 bucks, and it's breaking out of that all-time highs as well. You know, look at that volume. So anyways, those were the ETFs, but what were we trading and what are we holding? I'm swinging some lotos on coin 200 and hood 16 calls. I shared in my community. I talked about that all day long, and the coin I've been talking about all day. I talked about 190 flow. I tweeted about the 190 flow. You can see here, and the coin has since in the morning I haven't started talking about coin. Coin went from 175s to 197s, and now 200s over 20 points. Right. And I also gave this breakout on coin that it needs to, if it breaks out of 186.50, I don't know if you guys can read this. If it breaks out of 186.50.45, we go to 190 easy. 190 easy. I also gave these ideas in the on the Twitter as well. So the point was, there's a FOMO going on Bitcoin right now. There's a breakout going on Bitcoin right now. If you miss the initial entries, you can always take 1/3, 1/4, 1/5 position. For example, I have some lotos. If they go to zero, I'm fine. But I'm looking to make 200, 300% on those, right? And because the pullback can come anytime, but the trend doesn't change overnight. The trend is still there. So the FOMO on the Bitcoin is still there. So I'm hoping for some follow through. Let's see how it opens tomorrow. If hood opens at highs, I will take some profit. If coin opens at highs, coin I think is already in after hour 24-hour trading, is trading at $2 or $3 in Robinhood, I'm told. You know, so that's my focus for tomorrow as well. Beautiful breakout on the coin as well, and hopefully it gaps out big so we can take some profits and then watch the pullbacks. But the point is, we stay on the top of everything. You can see here my analysis end of the day. I told everybody that look at your risk analysis. I like the risk analysis on hood and coin. That's why I'm gonna take some lotos and the flow, right? And although it was a great call all day, coin, you could trade MSTR. Our community was on top of it all day, right? And it's not about, we are not the alert service that, you know, we're going to give you alerts on your text. You know, we are a community, you know, thousands of traders, where we are on top of all the opportunities. You know, we hold each other's hand and make sure that we know what is moving in the market and we don't miss it. So anyways, coin, Master, Bitcoin, hood, all were great in community today. If you traded them, let's see how they pan out tomorrow. You know, we had a good start of the week with our PANW swing. Let's see that pans out. All right, before I wrap up, I'm gonna just quickly look at few of our plays from the pre-market. Let's first look at AMR. What did I say on AMR? I said 390 is support, 411 is resistance pivot. Bullish to neutral, no volume in pre-market, but the breakout is over 411. That's what I said on AMR. What did AMR do? Breaks out of 411, all day trend to 446 on AMR. So that there, guys, is almost a 30-point move on pre-market plan on AMR. Somebody traded it. Nobody was trading it. It was a liquid, but a lot of folks, you have to learn from these setups, and one of the guys who was trading, he was like, Rip, you don't see AMR, it's going. I was, yeah, it's going. I can't trade everything, but the key is that we have a game plan. And look at the daily chart on AMR. Why did I say it's a breakout? Why didn't I say a breakout on anything else? Because it's a look at the daily chart. AMR, beautiful breakout, all day trend. Those are the opportunities. You should be on top of it. These are the A+ setups. All right, let's look at another play from our pre-market game plan. Let's look at that. What was the plan? KRYS, Crystal Biotech, good earnings. Support 122, resistance 128. I had a neutral bias because it was extended from clouds, but it did break the 128 pivot, and it went on to run to 162 from the pre-market game plan. Same daily breakout, right? So this one was from 128.30. There was a 30 points, right? So there was 30 points. KRYS was 30 points. So both these trades were 30 points. This is the power of preparation, guys. Pre-market preparation. All right, quickly look at the last one. Bank of America Securities upgraded MNDY. I told everybody bullish, add only on the pullback. Support is 209. Breakouts are 214 and 211. What happens, guys? Pulls back under 209, reclaims the EMA clouds, right? So reclaims the EMA cloud. So you don't add here when you see these red candles, but you can always add when it reclaims that. And look at when it broke out of those 214 pivot, breakout of 211, and went on to hit 219, right? So there was a reason I said on the pullback, and you could see that how it worked out. Anyways, guys, beautiful day, so many opportunities, so many trades. I just love to be in the community every day. So excited to go there, find the plays, ideas for my community, and have a nice day. Either it's red day, green day, doesn't matter. What matters is we play a repeatable setup with confidence. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Sorry for a long video. If you wanna, anybody new want to join the community, I think there's still some promos going on. Come trade with us. Come for learning, education. Do not come for blind alerts or entry exits. Bye bye.